Hello Anonymous viewers, and welcome to the Gamer Shogun Show. I'm your host Vandelous with my first official video. As I stated in my intro video, this top 10 is to allow you insight on my gaming knowledge and to see what future videos will be in store. Since I was 6 years old, video games have always interested me, and many of them are just classic nostalgia for me. But with new technology, more recent games have also made an impression on me. So, without further ado, here are my top 10 favorite games.
10.
Why do people play Minecraft so much? It's because of the sheer amount of free will in the game. Minecraft is a sandbox game like no other. Besides the rage at creepers coming around and destroying your house, there really is nothing wrong with this game at all. Go mine, collect blocks, build, destroy, fight, etc. It's all here.
9.
I like Mega Man. I like Mega Man X, and I enjoy some of the spin-offs. But the spin-off I love the most is Mega Man 03. Following events after X, such as X dying and Zero being unsealed, the battle for peace is far from over. Zero, having destroyed Copy X and prevented a Reploid named Opaizo from becoming too dangerous to stop, has a new mission to help Sail and the Resistance with. Stop Dr. Weil, an evil scientist banished from Neo Arcadia. Along with Mega Man X style gameplay like the previous games, Zero has several weapons to get the job done with. This is one of the best stories I've ever played, and to this day I still get a kick out of playing it.
8.
Final Fantasy III, the remake. Now I've played the original FF3 before, and I like it, just not as much as its remake. Final Fantasy III on the DS followed the original formula and story, but with new twists. The 4 Onion Knight kids were replaced with 4 young orphans, each with their own personality and backstory. New gameplay mechanics allow for better flow in combat and in the menus, and new class changes were added for more diversity. Just goes to show that Square Enix can put a new twist on an old classic.
7.
Welcome to Rapture, the underwater creep fest you always wanted. Now I'm going to say that games like this, or like Resident Evil, scare me. I was never one for horror games or horror anything in general.
This is a horror game.
Anyway, despite the psychopathic environment, this is one of my favorite FPS games for one simple reason: the plasmids. These crazy syringes are filled with gene-altering concoctions that change the gameplay of BioShock tremendously, going from taking enemies on one by one to defeating several in one move. There's fire, electric, ice, telekinesis, slime, and bees. Yes, you can have the power to send out a swarm of bees from your arm.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
Nobody wants to mess with a guy like that.
6.
Etrian Odyssey has a good enough following to keep it going for this long. With another one on the horizon, I'm super excited. Let's all hope though that Sega doesn't screw up future installments. This is proof of how RPG should and can be done. You choose everything: fighters, looks, decisions, and even the layout of your map. The overworld was crafted nicely with unlimited moves for you and your airship and countless enemies to encounter. The dungeons, oh man, the dungeons. Each one is a challenge. FOEs are just as challenging as before, but look even better. Overall, the best installment in the series yet.
5.
I'm not a fighting game expert. I've only just started getting good at them, but this is one I could play over and over again. Skullgirls is, or was, an all-girl fighting game. Since their Kickstarter, 2 male characters, Big Band and Beowulf, have been, or will be, added to the roster. With tragically cool and even goofy characters and an amazing art style that's one of a kind, Skullgirls stands at the top of fighting games for me.
4.
Truly one of the most beautiful RPGs I've ever played. I remember back when I was younger, looking through the issues of Nintendo Power, seeing what new games were coming out when I saw it. Tales of Symphonia. I had no idea about the Tales series or much about this game. All I knew is that I had to have it. With a great combat system, evading attacks, large world map for discovery, and an amazing storyline, this is one RPG that cannot be duplicated.
3.
One of the most anticipated games on 3DS. Fire Emblem is like no other strategy RPG. I've played the ones on Game Boy Advance before, so I know what I was getting myself into when I chose Classic mode on hard. But man, I was not expecting the kind of difficulty I encountered during my first playthrough. Now I can't say too much on the storyline of the game without spoilers for those of you who haven't played it yet, but expect twists. Also, along with the usual stuff you expect from Awakening like weapon uses, rock paper scissors style battle mechanics, and class changes, friendship and romance play a part as well. You see, the more you have two units fight together as one by pairing up, these two can have support conversations, which raise the friendship from C to A, or in the case of romance between two potential mates, C to S, meaning marriage. Again, lots of spoilage, so go pick up a copy to find out more about this awesomeness. Not much needs to be said here on why this game is amazing and on my list. Regarded by many, including myself, as the greatest Zelda game ever created, this one also has nostalgia factoring for me. I was 7 or 8 years old when both my parents and I would sit down in front of our TV, turn on the N64, and begin to play this masterpiece. With a rich environment, incredible story, and fearsome foes, this game has stood the test of time. So much so, it got a 3DS remake with pumped up graphics and extra features. Ocarina of Time is a long-standing favorite of mine.
Yeah.
You're probably wondering, how did Pokemon beat Ocarina of freaking Time? Well, let's look to the past, shall we? Games like Zelda or Mega Man were difficult for me to play. Sure, they were fun, but also very hard. In comes Pokemon Red and Blue. Finally, a game I could play by myself with almost no trouble. They were amazing. But the reason Blue isn't here is because of the pure fun and wonder I had with the Gold version. New Pokemon, new legendaries, the all-new shiny Pokemon, traveling back to Kanto, battling Red, all of it made Pokemon that more amazing to me. And to this day, I still play it and eagerly awaiting the release of X and Y. I am one huge Pokemon fan.
4.